Hi, I'm going to read a book. This book is called Making Storybook Friends. The story I'm going to read is called Pecky. Pecky was a little chicken. When Pecky first woke up, she found herself in a very little room. She could not see a thing, and she could not hear a sound. The little room was an egg. Pecky wanted to get out. Tap, tap, went her little beak on the wall of the egg. Tap, 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 tap. She worked and worked. Then she went to sleep for a while. But the wall had cracked just a little. When Pecky woke up again, a little light was coming through the crack she had made. Tap, 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 went her bill again. She turned around in the little room, tapping all the time. Then she went to sleep again, but this time she had made a crack all the way around the room. When she woke up again, she stretched her two little feet. She stretched and crack! Now the wall of the egg was broken. There was a big hole in it, and out came little Pecky. Around her were many other little chickens. Little Pecky saw that they were also little and soft and yellow. All the little chickens were saying beep, 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 beep very softly, for they were warm and sleepy. Beep, 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 said Pecky. She was sleepy too, so she went to sleep again. After a while, she woke up. The sun was coming through a little round window. It was coming into the house where the little chickens were. The house was really not a house at all. It was an incubator. Pecky stood up on her little feet. She and the other little chickens ran around in the incubator. Beep, 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 they all said very softly. What is an incubator? An incubator is something that keeps someone very warm until they're able to keep themselves warm. Pecky and the little chickens are too little to keep themselves warm, so they live inside an incubator, and it keeps it warm for them. After a long while, a big girl named Ruth came and looked into the incubator. She opened the incubator door. She took the little chickens out of the incubator. She put them into a big box and took them outdoors. There, they saw the blue sky and the trees and the bushes. Before very long, Pecky and the other little chickens were running all around the farm. Sometimes Pecky looked about on the ground for a worm to eat. Sometimes she ran into the garden. Sometimes she ran after a little mouse. Sometimes she jumped up into a little bush just to see what she could find. Sometimes she and the other little chickens went far away from Ruth's house. You must not go far away from home, Ruth would tell them. Sometimes Ruth would come out from her work to make them come back. If you go too far away, the hawks will get you, she would say. But the little chickens had never seen a hawk. They did not know what a hawk was, so they ran about just where they pleased. But in the evening, they always came home. One day, little Pecky was off by herself looking for worms. All at once she heard a noise. She looked up. Right over her was a very big bird. The big bird was a hawk. The poor little chicken was so frightened that she could not make a sound. The big bird dropped down on her. Ruth was not there to help little Pecky, but just then Ruth's dog came running out. He jumped at the big bird. The big bird let go of little Pecky and flew away. There stood Ruth's dog with 4 of the hawk's feathers in his mouth. Ruth came out to see what was going on. The dog gave her feathers. He was very pleased with himself and what he had done. He barked and wagged his tail as if to ask, "Did you see what I did?" "Yes," said Ruth. "You are a good dog." Then she took Pecky up in her hand. She said, "Now, Pecky, you know what a hawk is." That's the end of that story. You want to find out about Pecky laying her first egg? Click on the next video. I love you, Joshua and Travis. Bye.